thought it could happen to you, but here you are, one of the 40% of Canadian women or 45% of Canadian men that has been diagnosed with cancer. With 487 Canadians being diagnosed with cancer every day, we have all been touched by this life-changing condition, either directly or through a family member or friend. Welcome to Revivelife Wellness Show. I'm naturopathic Dr. Joelle, sharing health information with you on fitness, nutrition, natural treatments, and the latest professional insights. Many times I've sat in the office with a patient saying, if I only knew. Integrative medicine specializes in prevention and the ability to make connections early on. What we do know is that over 1/3 of cancers can be prevented and 2/3 of the causes are directly linked to lifestyle choices. To keep you thinking, our Revivelife quiz for you today is, number 1, is inflammation related to the development of cancer? Number 2, do mushrooms have the ability to boost immunity? And number 3, do certain foods have the ability to halt cancer cells? So what are the causes of cancer? Research shows that diet, exercise, optimal weight, and lifestyle account for 35 to 70%. Tobacco, 30%, air and water pollution, 5%, alcohol and radiation, 3% each. Medications, 2%, and infections are to be determined. All of these factors contribute to inflammation, which we now know is linked to an increased risk of many lifestyle diseases, including cancer. There are many links that have been found between cancer and inflammation. 2 key links include many tumors are found in inflamed tissues, and the same immune cells that cause chronic inflammation are also found in abundance in tumors. The next question that scientists have asked is, what are the global variations that exist in cancer rates? Well, US, Sweden, and Canada top the list when it comes to prostate cancer rates, while Asian countries like China, India, and Japan have the lowest prostate cancer rates. What about other types of cancer like breast cancer? Well, Chinese women have 35 to 40% less estrogen on average than their British or American counterparts, and Chinese women have 1/5 the rate of breast cancer comparatively. In summary, global assessments have found that the rate of breast, colon, and prostate cancer is 7 to 60 times more frequent here than in Asia. Is there a nutritional link to these global stats? Well, research has found that each country that has a predominantly plant-based diet has the lowest risk of cancer rates. Examples include the Mediterranean region with its menu high in lycopene-rich tomatoes, red wine, garlic, onions, parsley, thyme, oregano, legumes, and fish, or the Asian menu with a great amount of detoxifying cruciferous vegetables, garlic, soy, green veggies, green tea, seaweed, and mushrooms. So, how do we make a difference? One method is in early detection. A tumor does not develop overnight, but it takes years. In 90 days, 2 cancer cells can develop, which multiply in a benign microtumor. In 3 years, 4,000 cells can be present. And then in 6 years, there is a mature tumor with 269 million cancer cells. This is the point where we begin to be able to detect tumors with our modern-day medicine. The earlier we detect tumor cells, the easier treatment is, as smaller tumors don't have a blood supply developed yet and are less likely to be resistant to drug therapy. One solution is to make nutritional changes now. The Eating Right program, which I've designed for the Ottawa Cancer Centre, is based on the research of more than 200 epidemiological studies that have shown that people who consume increased quantities of food of plant origin, including fruits, vegetables, whole grains, spices, and green tea, actually have about 2 times decreased likelihood of developing cancer, definitely want to be in that group, than people who only occasionally eat such foods. By consuming a daily intake of fruits and vegetables and green tea, you're getting a daily treatment from Mother Nature of about 5,000 to 10,000 different phytochemicals that prevent you from developing cancer. Now that's a lot of protection. Who knew that your kitchen was actually full of nutrients to help prevent cancer? Over 4,000 phytochemicals have been identified in plants. Eating a plant-based diet increases alkalinity in the body and reduces the acidic environment that breeds inflammation. Our snacks for you today include, they revolve around the superfood mushrooms. glucans, which give mushrooms the antioxidant, anti-inflammatory, antimicrobial, immune-boosting properties. Try having mushroom pizzas, which are a quick and yummy option. Simply layer pesto, some zucchini, red onions, spinach, and top with salsa, bake, and you're good to go. Who doesn't love faux mushroom soup? This soothing snack or lunch is easy to make, just using veggie broth and your favorite noodles and whatever vegetables you have in the fridge. Don't forget those immune-boosting mushrooms. And mushroom pate. This one has tons of garlic, curry, cumins, and almonds to make a tasty snack anytime. These spices add more anti-inflammatory action. Coming up next, a groundbreaking cancer survivor center that has recently opened its doors. Welcome back to our show on cancer here on Revive Life. Before we went into the break, we introduced the notion that prevention begins with changing our diets to include superfoods. Superfoods are defined as foods that have been researched to contain various phytonutrients that have a very specific health benefit in our bodies. Superfoods have 4 pillars of cancer prevention strength. Number 1, they cause cancer cell destruction, or what we know as apoptosis. Number 2, they prevent new growth of cancer cells. And number 3, they prevent the blood flow to the cancer cells, or what we call they are anti-angiogenic. And number 4, of course, they enhance your immune system. For example, the ellagic acid in nuts and fruits such as pomegranate, raspberries, strawberries, blueberries, and walnuts can prevent certain carcinogens from binding to our DNA. It also helps strengthen our connective tissue, which may help prevent cancer cells from actually spreading. Additionally, ellagic acid has also been found to stop the multiplication of cancer cells and promote cancer cell death. So for all of us, young or older, we here at Revive Life would like to encourage you to adopt the new American plate, which is 2/3 full of foods that are plant-based, for example, vegetables, fruit, grains, beans, and legumes, and 1/3 or less of animal-based foods such as dairy and meats. Try going vegan for lunch. Our first guest today is a powerhouse of positive energy. She leads a team of professionals who share the mission of raising funds for research and cancer care in Eastern Ontario. Under Linda's inspirational leadership, the Cancer Foundation opened Canada's first Cancer Survivorship Centre in November. I'm very pleased to have had the pleasure of working with her team and centre as well. Welcome, Linda Egan.
Thank you.
Yeah, we were just chit-chatting about all the things that we needed to get caught up on.
That's right.
But specific to the centre, I know that this vision didn't happen overnight. How long was this vision in the making?
It was a good 3 years, very intense 3 years in terms of developing the survivorship care as we have it now. But the 2 years before that, the board of the Regional Cancer Foundation had decided that they wanted to look into programs that would help improve quality of life for people affected with cancer. So all told, 5 years, 3 years really intensely dedicated to both the construction of the facility and the development of survivorship care.
So let's talk about the facility itself, because it really is a beautiful facility. For those people who don't know about the center, what do they need to know?
Well, well, if you want to talk about the facility first, it's gorgeous.
Yes.
I'm a little biased, but everybody that comes through the center always has one thing that they tell me. It's about how comfortable they feel.
Yes.
And we're so proud to have that kind of feedback, because that's what we wanted to do. We wanted to create an environment that felt like home, that would foster a sense of community, where people could be comfortable being themselves and just trying to regain or get a sense of normality. Often, often through a cancer journey, we do lose that sense of.
Exactly. It gets very confusing,
it
right?
is,
You receive a lot of
yeah.
information, and now with the internet, it just really is even more confusing. You know, a friend says this, you know, a colleague says this. But with the center, I agree with you that when you walk in, it's a very home-like environment. When you did a needs assessment, why was it important that we have a center like this built in the community?
Well, the Regional Cancer Foundation is the voice of people who have cancer in our community, people who are diagnosed with cancer, their families and their caregivers. And we're always asking people, how's your journey? What's good? What's not so good about it? What needs do you have that aren't being met? And we do that on an ongoing basis. So to get from the starting point to the survivorship care as we have it today, we've asked questions all along. Informal focus groups, in surveys, one-on-one. There
Yes.
isn't a day that doesn't go by that I don't sit in the front lobby and chat with somebody about the care that they've gotten.
And how to improve the center, or what's missing in their programs.
That's right.
There's 4 important pillars that I know the center has. And what are the 4 important pillars?
Well, the center, the survivorship care aims to empower people, to help people be active in their own care, in their health and well-being. And we recognize, first off, here's what's making what we're doing here in Ottawa quite unique. We're starting with each person, where they're at, what needs they have, and we work with them to help them journey to the goals as they define them for themselves. It's all about coaching. Coaching is about helping you get to where you want to go. We have a team of cancer coaches that are professionals in healthcare. They have a depth of experience in oncology or depth of experience in other spheres, and they provide one-on-one time. You referred to that needs assessment survey. We heard through those surveys how much people felt that there wasn't enough time with healthcare professionals.
Sure.
In acute care, things are rushed, right? It's all about taking care of the tumor.
Yes.
We take care of the person. And that means sitting with somebody individually, listening, and helping them in their own terms. Some of the needs are at an emotional level. It's very difficult to receive a cancer diagnosis. The level of anxiety is very high. It often confuses things for us in areas that are usually quite straightforward, perhaps with our family, at work. We have millions of questions about what is this cancer? Where is it in my body? How did it get there? And
did I do something wrong?
Did I do something wrong?
Yes.
There's a lot of guilt associated with a cancer diagnosis. And then we have to, try to educate ourselves and make decisions that are life-changing.
Yeah.
And we often feel that we're alone, that that this is only happening to me, and why is it happening to me? So the center in being so welcoming helps people shed that sense of isolation.
What I noticed is in that one of our cooking programs, there was an individual that had a relatively new diagnosis, and her coach was there.
Yeah.
Just to make sure that she felt comfortable and that she wasn't overwhelmed. And I thought, you know what, that says something. So
the biggest challenge I have since the center opened, and people will ask, what is coaching? And the simple answer is it's what you need. It's very difficult to describe. We're used to talking about, what is this type of care. And we use frameworks and protocols. You can't do that when you're talking about survivorship care at the Maple Soft Center, because what we do there is so personalized. We start by recognizing that everybody that walks through that door has different needs, different interests. We talk about health and wellness. There isn't a person that you will ever meet that will define it the same way as the next person that you ask. And so we've just set up a way of working as a team to be able to address that blend, that variety of needs.
Well, we have lots more questions for you, Linda, and you're going to be joining us at the bottom of the hour, so thank you for that information. So coming up next, how do you know, or how do you go about making these food changes? So wellness coaching versus survivorship.
Survivorship, it's all within survivorship care.
Sure.
But it's like, Jennifer and their cancer coaches, they deal with the one-on-one, the coping, the specific needs.
Yeah.
But then wellness and health and wellness is a huge priority during a cancer journey. And we're not doing that by ourselves. We're teaming up with the community, you and Dougal and all the other
I think
people.
it's important for people to understand that